In the rough mining town of Silver Peak, a proper schoolteacher from Boston carried a secret that could destroy her new life. But when the town's most powerful man discovered her past, she found that true love doesn't care about yesterday, only about tomorrow. Grace Sullivan arrived in Silver Peak with a trunk full of books and a heart full of hope. As the new schoolteacher, she was determined to civilize the wild mining town. Her proper manners and education immediately caught the attention of two very different men. Charles Whitlock, the wealthy mine owner who saw her as a trophy for his collection, and Jacob Miller, the quiet blacksmith who saw the kindness in her eyes when she read to the children. Grace kept to herself, spending her evenings alone in the small room behind the schoolhouse. No one knew she was hiding from her past as Georgia Rose, the most sought-after singer in Denver's silver mining district. One evening at a town social, Charles Whitlock approached Grace with a cruel smile. "We've met before, haven't we, Georgia?" he whispered. Grace froze. Charles had been a regular patron at the Silver Nugget Saloon where she performed. "It would be a shame," he continued, "if the school board learned about your previous employment." He gave her an ultimatum: marry him or he would reveal her secret. Trapped, Grace agreed to a courtship, her heart sinking with each public appearance with Charles. Jacob watched from his smithy, his heart breaking as he saw the light fade from Grace's eyes. Jacob couldn't understand the change in Grace. The vibrant woman who had captivated him was becoming a shadow. One day he overheard Charles's foreman bragging about how his boss was taming the saloon singer. Jacob confronted Grace that evening. Terrified, she confessed everything. How she'd sung in saloons to survive after her family died, how she'd saved every penny to start anew as a teacher, and how Charles was blackmailing her. Instead of judgment, Jacob saw her courage. "Your past doesn't define you," he told her. "It prepared you for this moment." At the next town meeting, Charles stood to announce his engagement to Grace. But before he could speak, Jacob stepped forward. "Mr. Whitlock has something he'd like to share about Grace's past," Jacob said loudly. Charles, caught off guard, revealed her history as a saloon singer. The crowd gasped. Then Jacob spoke again. "What he didn't tell you is that Grace used her earnings to put her brother through medical school, and that she left that life behind to educate your children." He turned to Charles. "And what he definitely didn't tell you is that I love her, and I'm not afraid of where she's been, only care about where we're going." The townspeople, many of whom had their own pasts they'd rather forget, rallied around Grace. The school board voted unanimously to keep her as teacher, praising the quality of her work. Charles, humiliated, left town shortly after. Grace and Jacob married the following spring, and she continued teaching, now free from her secret. In the evenings, she would sometimes sing for the children, not as Georgia Rose, but as Grace Miller, a woman finally at peace with all the parts of herself. Grace's story teaches us that we are not defined by the chapters we wish to rewrite, but by the courage we find to start anew. True love sees beyond our history to the person we're meant to become. If you believe in redemption and second chances, subscribe for more stories where love conquers shame.